Oh, that's interesting, actually. So, double gas, proxy, single barracks, that is proxy Marauder. That is how the build works. That's how it normally goes. But he's going Reaper first. Now, he still may opt to go for Marauder behind that, but actually, no, dropping the factory this quickly says, no, it's not going to be proxy Marauder. That's an interesting decision. I guess it's just going to be for just a much quicker second level of tech. Huh. Well, see something new every day as the Reaper, the SCV. The SCV's not leading this, which means it's going to be shot versus shot. And it looks like GUMIHO's got a positive trade here. Is going to try to run in, but SCV is going to buffer. And any sort of damage that changes the slim balance of power, the little margin of things, is a bit of a problem. So, once again, the factory will be delayed. We saw this for Special versus GUMIHO as well. But, again, it will not be delayed all that long. So, Hellion on the way. Second Reaper popping out for Byun, because this is single barracks Reaper to single barracks Reaper. Byun with defender's advantage is actually going to be pretty happy here. It's rather hard for GUMIHO to be able to run forward, to be able to break him at this point, especially, of course, as Hellions are on the way. So it very much is going to be a question of, does Byun make a mistake? Is GUMIHO able to hit with like a next level of pressure that GUMIHO is not expecting? Or that is GUMIHO able to hit with the next level of pressure that Byun's not expecting, excuse me. And yeah, GUMIHO's going to take a page out of Special's book. Mag Field Accelerator Cyclones. Off of Proxy Barracks, but he's less committed. It was single Barracks Reaper, not double Barracks Reaper. It does mean these Cyclones to pop out just a little bit faster, but also, we don't have Byun running across the map looking to just really strongly counterpunch and then get bopped. What was I looking up? Okay, we're good. There we go. So, yeah, same build. This is pretty funny, actually, because we see GUMIHO, again, he's just doing the same build that Special lost with doing to him, so it's kind of a, oh, look at me, I can do it better. And the key point is he did not lose any Reapers. He has a lot more strength here, as we're going to see, okay, Hellion's going to get locked on, but this is actually going to be a positive lock on here, except Byun, no, he gets on top of a Reaper. That's not really what you want. The goal is to lock on top of Cyclones, and now GUMIHO looking to put the pressure on here. He's got double Cyclone. The Reaper's looking to run on forward, and again, the lockouts are not great yet. And there we go. We're going to see one Cyclone fall. Reaper's maintaining vision, and Reapers are not good against Cyclones, but if you have three of them, you kill them regardless. This is a hold for Byun. He slaps it aside. He says, yeah, GUMIHO, the Special didn't win with his build either. There's the reason why. Stop it. Get some help. Actually, I guess literally GUMIHO is saying ... Do you have a... We'll see if we can get Maddox to translate the bants. There we go. Okay, GUMIHO saying, is this real? Byun saying, yes, it's absolutely real. GG out. Okay. Interesting. Spawning in the upper right in the gold. He's up 1 versus the Shopify Rebellion. His name, of course, is Byun. And the bottom left in the blue, down 1. His build didn't really work. He is for Psystorm. It's GUMIHO. Welcome, Jürgen von der Vogelweide. Well, actually, how do you pronounce V's in German? I know W's are V's. Is it Vogelweide? Is it like Latin where the V's are W's? Which, by the way, is the best thing. You hear about Veni Vidi Vici, right? Or Veni Vidi Vici, if you read it like an Italian would. And you're like, ah, that sounds strong and whatever. But then you read it like, you know, I am Caesar, Veni Vidi Vici. Which is maybe not the best, but at least it reads well. And then you realize that these are W's in Latin, so it's Weni Weedy Wiki. Which just sounds so much funnier. You know, Caesar with all these great quotes. You know, Ilia Yocta, the die has been cast. I'm going across. I'm crossing the Rubicon. And then, you know, he talks about his victories and he says, Weni Weedy Wiki. Weni Weedy Wiki. I came, I saw, I conquered. But I'm sorry. Someone came up to me and said, hey, Bayo, Weni Weedy Wiki. I would chuckle. I wouldn't collapse. I would not keel over laughing, but I would chuckle. And that's not really the goal of some statement such as, I came, I saw, I conquered. Although I don't know how you become a city. As conquered mass is not Caesar. I made the pun finger at the camera, but you didn't see it. That was a bad joke. Okay, so Reaper's on the map here from Byun right now. Tech lab's going down. What is this for GUMIHO? Where's the tech lab on? Okay, on the barracks, but yeah, this is gonna be for factory soon enough. The interesting thing is Byun actually already has his tech lab. Or already has his tech lab, so he's gonna be moving into reactor behind that. Just doing a pretty good job here of being able to maybe even a little bit faster. Reapers, they dive in. They're gonna knock down 2 SCVs before their time is out, and their time is truly out here, but Byun didn't really care about these Reapers. It's not one of those games where it's, 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, or 4 Hellion, or, you know, one of those things. Instead, he runs in, he gets a good scout, he says, okay, 1-1-1, counts the gas, gets a couple worker kills. It's gonna be pretty fine, because by the time that GUMIHO really runs onto the other side of the map, we are going to have, well, there's already a Cyclone out, there are gonna be a bunch of Marines, there's gonna be 2 Cyclones, there's not a lot of aggressive potential from GUMIHO in this game. But the Banshee may have something to say about that one. His Hellion looks for value, but hey, you know what? It's going to get not even 1 worker. Nice job. Reapers in the main base. They're going to find anything more? Nope. Absolutely not. Byun got 2 workers, lost none. He is in a fantastic spot. But again, we got to remember, there are Banshees on the way. No cloak, though. And that means these, realistically, this double Cyclone should be able to handle this extremely easily. And even if there was cloak, I mean, there's a Raven on the way. How's the buoy? Thank you so much for the resub. 4 months in a row. I really do appreciate it. Glad you're here. Hope you enjoyed. If you watched, hope you enjoyed the King of Battles. Casting with Artosis was probably a career highlight. It's pretty awesome. And, maybe I'll go into what it was like at some point. Make a video about it. But now we have just 5 Marines in a medevac because why not? There's no stim. There's nothing else. But you might as well kill off a couple workers. There we go. Nice lock on. But medevac is able to get out because the Marines, they buffer for it. And also, hey, guess what? It's a scout on the Banshee. Now, Byun knows exactly what GUMIHO is going for. He knows that there's no cloak because, I know he doesn't exactly know that there's no cloak, but he can probably surmise. And gets a couple workers, but now the Cyclones, they're going to run on in, and I don't really like the Cyclones because it's 3 Cyclones to 2 lock-ons. That means that 1 Cyclone, actually no Cyclones, will go down. Medevac onto the high ground here. Byun is maybe just trying to be a little bit too fancy, but he's got a game to play with, and if he finds the right spot, he will be able to find the damage that he's looking for. So double lock-on top of the Banshee. Pretty feet, happy feet, making something happen. The Banshee does not fall, but neither do these Cyclones, and the Banshee gets low. The Cyclone gets low. And the auto turret, the natural, actually, I don't think that gets much done. Yeah, okay. Not much there, but Byun is doing a lot of inconsequential damage. And it's kind of funny. You say, well, it really is inconsequential. He's really not. He's killed 2 workers here, 2 workers there. He's denied mining a little bit. But that has snowballed into a 5-worker lead. Well, 4-worker lead right now. But a 5-worker lead. He's going to have much quicker stim. His 3rd base is going to be done right around the same time. And it's just really small things. And normally, really small things would not make a... Okay, they always do make a big difference, but not make as big of a difference because most games in StarCraft are not mirrors. Most games in StarCraft are not games where you have an opportunity, or you have the same opportunity to do everything you want to do. Instead here, it is a mirror. If you have 54 workers, your opponent can have 54 workers at the exact same time because there's no chrono, it's not larva. You're playing the same game. So minor advantages, minor disadvantages, they do matter a whole hell of a lot more. But now GUMIHO running out on the map just a little bit. He's got his Banshees from a weird angle, and Byun's not quite there yet, but we got to remember, there's no cloak. So not really going to get all that much done. Banshees, though, they start one-shotting workers. One of the few units that one-shot workers when they're paired up, regardless of whether it is Terran or everything else. But there we go. We're going to have disable on one Banshee. He's going to kill 10 workers, though. And that actually is going to be really nice here for Byun. What was that? I think something showed up at the third base as well, but 11 workers have fallen now. And this is what GUMIHO was looking for. This brings him back into the game. Now he's up 10 workers. Army supplies equal. Upgrades started at the same time. He's slow on stim, but look, he got Banshees. He's fine there. And this is Glittering Ashes. The stim timing is more likely than not going to make a really big deal. Not going to be a really big difference maker because this is the biggest map in the pool. The games do not end before 15 minutes, so they're certainly not going to end before, what, 8:45 whenever stim finishes. Okay, so 1-1 on the way. Combat shields, again, that will be faster for Byun because, well, he got his stim faster. No big deal there. It's going to be interesting to see whether Byun forgets +2 armor because his armory is on time. Armory for both these players are on time. There's no big reason to make that happen or to lose that timing right now, to fall behind in that way. But GUMIHO at least has realized what type of game this is, and Byun has as well, although GUMIHO is going to be even more aggressive in that manner, where he's going to take his fourth base on location. Byun, his fourth base is on the way, but it's not going to be quite there. It's going to be more defensive spots. So if Byun is able to sneak a drop out on the map, he will be able to deny this base most likely. But I'm curious to see what these players, their inflection points will be. What point do they move out? They say, look, I've got enough. I built up enough here. My opponent is maybe extended enough that I can make something happen. And it looks like for Byun, the answer is going to be right now. Actually, both of them is going to be right now because 1-1 is done. Combat shields are done. Stim is done. We're going to see the Cyclones get a nice lock on top of that tank, but Bio does push it back. GUMIHO may be looking for a move from the bottom side, but well, the army of Byun is actually doing a pretty good job of defending these tanks. We're going to start to see the rocks go down here as well. And GUMIHO, he's looking for a big flank here. He's got army on the right, he's got army on the left. He actually got army coming in from every side, but man, Byun's doing a really good job of rotating and just preempting where the Marines are because everything else is fine. If you just really want to prevent the Marines from diving on top of your tanks, the tanks will do the rest. So for now, that is going to happen. Byun rallying forward even more. Is 2-2 on the way? He did not forget armor. He did not do the Byun thing, and next inflection point, if we want to call it that, is the fact that his +1 for his mech is going to be a little bit faster than GUMIHO's is, so maybe he can look to leverage that. But again, bio upgrades, super impactful. Mech upgrades, also super impactful, but not timings that you really tend to work around because it just... They're more unwieldy, you know. So Byun, he kills some rocks, he backs on up, he says, I see you're all situated. Time for me to run away. Fight again another day. And really, he's just focusing on opening up the map more, making it so he can do a maneuver as he would like. But we got a drop here in the natural by GUMIHO. And there's one tank. Actually, the single medevac or the single missile turret doesn't really do what it needs to do. Byun is going to wipe out this set of bio on the map. Cure, or why do I keep thinking GUMIHO's Cure? GUMIHO is not going to be paying attention to that, but 11 workers do go down here. GUMIHO finding himself a nice little economic lead. And this drop finally is going to get cleaned up. Eventually, it does die, but not before finding the value. Once, hey, 12 workers for 2 medevacs worth of units and not even losing the medevac, you'll take that. Especially at this stage of the game. Now both players pretty close to maxed out. Both players on 4 bases. We're not really hitting inflection points. Neither player really feels comfortable to move out of the map, but that is changing right here. This is a large contingent of GUMIHO or Byun's army outside of the 4th base, and GUMIHO says, yeah, that's fine. Let me go. I'm going to force a base trade, but SCV's getting preemptively pulled here. The tanks, though, they're going to get seized. They're going to get canceled. They cannot take the fight. Armor Shredder missile means this SCV pull. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to go down. GUMIHO, he's found his opening. He's into the 3rd base here. The tanks, eventually they get undisabled. But submarines, they survive. The tanks are doing what they can. Byun seems to be waffling between where he wants to go. Does he stay at home and defend? Does he attack across the map? And as he is undecided, he does neither. GUMIHO kills a base. He's going to get a second here. He's knocked off so much of the army, and there is enough army on the high ground from GUMIHO that Byun will truly struggle to break on, and especially with the lack of Ravens. Although, GUMIHO will lose one. I'm sorry. No, Byun does have 2 Ravens. They just didn't have their energy bars, so I was confused. But another base from Byun does go down. He's got to make something happen here. His army is not all that big. We're going to see tanks get disabled. SCVs getting pulled, but the auto turrets, this time they're the ones. They shred the SCVs. It's not armor shredders anymore. Another base does go down, and both players, they're mirroring each other. They're aping each other in this game. Bases fall. Armies die. But GUMIHO, he has more at the end of the day. 62 workers to 37 is the really big number that we're looking at, because everything else is just about equal. Yeah, GUMIHO has an extra base that he's still mining from, but he's not going to mine from it all that long unless GUMIHO can make the counterattack, stimming in from the right-hand side, but the tanks are well defended. Is this going to be enough here? Does GUMIHO have what it takes to break Byun from his side of the map? And it looks like that answer is yes, but no, another set of reinforcements from Byun. On the other side, the tanks are all going to fall here. Both players losing all their tanks, but it looks like GUMIHO loses his tanks less, at least for the moment. He owns the high ground. Ravens have fallen for every side. Byun is on 3 bases. GUMIHO's got 4. But at the end of the day, it's 2 orbitals for either player. GUMIHO, he's only up 15 workers, and yeah, that's big, but it could be worse. Byun's gonna stim on it, and he says, yeah, that's another free tank, but he's got to run away now because the tanks on the high ground will ever be scary. But Byun has the wherewithal. 3-3 is on the way now. 3 SCVs at a time looking to come on back. And you look at the supply, you say it's not good for Byun, and it's not. But the armies are pretty comparable. In fact, Byun has a tank lead. So he will, from that perspective, he can take fights. But he needs to do something about this economic deficit he finds himself in, because he can take fights now. And in fact, he's mining more because he dropped a Mulehammer. But if this game goes later, eventually he will start to not be able to produce as much. So he says, let me move on up here right now. Tanks looking to siege on up here. GUMIHO knocks down a bunch of the Marines before they can truly take the fight. But that is so many tanks from Byun. And Bio evaporates. But there's a difference between killing Bio that can be replaced and actually getting a base. And Byun does need to get one. Make no mistake about it. He needs to kill a base. He needs to equalize things. Or at the very least, he needs to take another base of his own. He needs to find a way to equalize the mining. Because, yes, we can look at this and we say, look, Byun's leading. That's done now. The mules, that big mule hammer he dropped, it's not there anymore. And look at the, yeah, just look at the income start to fall off a cliff as those mules, they time out. So Byun's going to lift his main orbital over to the 3rd base. Actually, big deal. I didn't notice this. Byun got his... I could have sworn I saw 3-3 started for GUMIHO. Anyway, a bunch of Marines are going to drop into this 3rd base. One of these, again, last mining bases of Byun. But he's going to clean that one up. I think he'd lost a tank in the endeavor. And while losing a tank's not good, not the end of the world. But the big deal, though, GUMIHO, I could have sworn I saw him start 3-3, but he only started +3 armor. So these Marines that Byun has been producing, they will be miles better than the Marines of GUMIHO. And you might say, Bayo, look, it's one upgrade. They're not miles better, but no, they are. When we look at Bio, when we look at the economies of scale, how many Marines you have, and how quickly they fire, and how little HP they have, the difference between one damage of difference when you're looking at, what, 5-10 shots a second, or I don't know what the number is. It is tremendously significant. Also, Byun, we've been paying attention to the other side of the map. Byun's found a siege up position on the right side here, but that one Viking makes all the difference. It provides so much vision. It makes it so much harder here for Byun to just start to chip away at things. Oh, that's interesting. And how many orbital? We are at... Okay, it is 3 orbitals to 3. It's kind of interesting, though, seeing the planetary on where the 3rd was. But I guess, you know, you say, well, I know where I'm defending. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm defending with my units. I know where I'm defending with the planetary. Byun, be very careful. He stems him up, though. He says, I get one tank. Does he get a second? The Bio stepping on forward. He has that upgrade lead, and the Armor Shredder missiles are not doing enough. Byun, his Bio is rallying on forward here, and GUMIHO, it looks like he's been broken, but no, the tanks, they cannot lend their firepower to the engagement. Ravens doing too much of a good job here, but Byun picks up. He moves the right-hand side of the tanks, though. They're doing a good job defensively, and the Bio does not allow that to happen, so the upgrade lead is real for Byun, but he cannot find his way on forward. Once again, he's stymied on the cliffs. He's stymied on the cliffs of Glittering Ashes. He's not allowed to do what he wants to do as the Marines, they stim on forward. Two of them, they get out, though. They get on top of that tank, so we're going to have to see Byun unsiege that one in a second. Oh, Doom Drop, folks. That is everything that GUMIHO holds dear in this game. Everything that he has in general in this game. It's all on the other side of the map. He's going all or nothing here, and Byun, I don't know that he realizes it just yet. He's sieging up. He's doing the slow push. He's just moving a little bit army to the mineral lines. He says, GUMIHO, where is your army? And the answer is, hey, it's in your main base, Byun. So again, does Byun attack? Does he defend? He's running his army on home. He says, I'm going to kill your base because I got 3/3 Bio. That's pretty damn good. But he's losing his production. Byun is. That's the big deal. Yeah, you kill a base, whatever. GUMIHO has 2 more where that came from. He's got a decent amount of orbitals, but losing this production, denying Byun the ability to build more units. That's the big deal. That is going to be the problem here unless Byun takes the fight of the game and really knocks down the army supply of GUMIHO, but I'm not convinced that is going to be possible here. This sieged up position is so hard to break without Ravens, without Liberators, something like that, but Byun's going to try it right here, right now. Bio stimming on it. He's got tanks shelling away from the low ground. And now there we go, microing backwards, waiting for the rest of the army. The Bio is starting to fall here. Byun needs to take this fight in a tremendously dominant way. Medevac's starting to fall, the tanks fall as well. And is this enough? It equalizes his army supply. He had to take a lead here because Bio is going to knock another base down from Byun. He's only really on one base right now. And upgrades, they matter a whole lot, but they don't matter enough. GUMIHO, he takes a 19-minute game. What a game, folks. That was a war. GUMIHO was saying he feels like his units are so weak. I mean, he won that last game. He looked good doing it. So I don't really know about that one, Mr. GUMIHO. But look at this. Wait, never mind. This is... No? Yeah, this is Barracks double gas. Okay. This is... No. This was Barracks... this was gas Barracks gas. So a little bit more tech-heavy opening from GUMIHO in our third and final game. We've seen aggression from him in one of those games. What even happened at the start of game 2? I was spending so much attention on the late game that I kind of forgot what was happening in the early in the early mid, because I mean really it was the late game that truly mattered. Nah. Oh, that's funny. GUMIHO, I guess, didn't realize he forgot +3. So that explains where it's like, look, your units are just too good. It's like, well, no, you're kind of lacking upgrades there, but you kind of need some upgrades to make sure that your units fight. Okay, the Reapers, they run in. Ooh, actually, that's rather nice. Yeah, STV's fault, but GUMIHO took the positive trade on the Reaper play, which is not something you ever expect because, I mean, it's Byun. Byun has made a career on having good Reapers. But GUMIHO took the positive trade anyways. He delayed the command center for just long enough until Byun got his second Reaper out. And then, I don't care how good your Reaper control is, folks. One Reaper does not beat 2 Reapers. Oh, this is a problem. Byun, yeah, he's going to get first shot. This is a dead Reaper. He's going to get 1. He should get the second and really should not trade for anything. Although, high ground, low ground. There we go. Good job, Byun. He put the fake out. He had the bait. He held the high ground. And now it's his turn to run across the map. This one Hellion will not survive. It's actually just got to run away. And that's it. That is it. Sometimes the games snowball like that, folks. Byun, he's in the round of 4. He's got a date with Dark.